The world's biggest steel producer is sounding the alarm about a crisis in China.
Welcome back to our channel. In today's episode, we're diving into a shocking and significant event that has sent ripples through the global economy. The overnight collapse of Dongling Group, a giant in China's steel and mining industries. Dongling Group's sudden bankruptcy marks a critical moment in China's economic landscape, raising urgent questions about the stability of the country's heavy industries and the potential broader impacts on the global economy. Stay tuned as we unpack the causes, implications, and future outlook for China's industrial sector following this monumental collapse. First, let's provide some background on Dongling Group. Established in the early 1990s, Dongling rapidly grew to become one of China's most influential steel and mining conglomerates. Headquartered in Shanxi province, the group's operations spanned across iron and steel production, non-ferrous metal smelting, and mining. At its peak, Dongling was not only a domestic powerhouse, but also a significant player in global markets, supplying raw materials and steel products to countries around the world. During the 2000s, Dongling thrived on China's rapid urbanization and industrial boom, leading to soaring revenues as demand for steel and raw materials surged. The company became a symbol of China's industrial might, expanding aggressively and often relying on significant debt, a common strategy among Chinese firms focused on rapid growth over financial caution. Dongling wasn't just another industrial player, it epitomized China's growth at any cost strategy. While this approach helped propel China to become the world's second-largest economy, it also laid the groundwork for vulnerabilities, which became evident in Dongling's collapse. So what caused this seemingly robust company to fail? A key factor was its mounting debt. Dongling, like many others, borrowed heavily to finance its expansion. However, as China's economic growth slowed, the group struggled to service its debt. This, combined with tighter credit conditions, created a perfect storm that pushed Dongling to the edge. Another crucial issue was overcapacity in China's steel industry. Rapid industrial expansion, encouraged by the government, led to an oversupply in the market. This drove prices down, squeezing profit margins for companies like Dongling. High operating costs and reliance on debt left the company vulnerable, and as profitability declined, Dongling could no longer meet its debt obligations, leading to its eventual bankruptcy. Environmental regulations also played a significant role in Dongling's demise. In recent years, the Chinese government has ramped up efforts to combat pollution and promote sustainable development. As part of its broader environmental agenda, Beijing imposed stricter regulations on industries like steel and mining, which are notorious for their environmental impact. As a heavy polluter, Dongling faced increasing regulatory scrutiny and was forced to invest in costly environmental upgrades. These added costs further strained the company's finances at a time when it was already struggling to remain profitable. The news of Dongling Group's bankruptcy sent shockwaves through China's industrial sector. Overnight, thousands of workers found themselves without jobs, and many local suppliers and contractors faced the prospect of unpaid bills. The ripple effect of the collapse quickly spread beyond the company itself, affecting other businesses and industries that were connected to Dongling's vast supply chain. The social and economic impact of the collapse was particularly severe in Shanxi province, where Dongling was a major employer and economic pillar. The sudden loss of jobs and economic activity created a sense of uncertainty and anxiety among the local population, with concerns about the broader implications for the regional economy. Analysts were quick to point out that Dongling's bankruptcy is indicative of a broader, systemic issue within China's heavy industries. Many companies in the steel and mining sectors are facing similar pressures, including high debt levels, overcapacity, and stringent environmental regulations. The collapse of Dongling has raised concerns about the potential for more bankruptcies and the overall financial stability of China's industrial giants. These concerns are not unfounded, as China's industrial sector is characterized by a high degree of interconnectedness, with the fortunes of individual companies often closely linked to those of their peers. But the impact of Dongling Group's collapse is not confined to China. As one of the world's leading steel producers, Dongling was a key player in global supply chains. Its sudden exit from the market has disrupted supply chains and contributed to volatility in global steel prices. Countries that relied on Dongling for steel and raw materials are now scrambling to find alternative suppliers, leading to potential delays and increased costs in construction and manufacturing projects worldwide. The ripple effect of Dongling's collapse is a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of the global economy and the potential for localized shocks to have far-reaching consequences. Moreover, the collapse has intensified fears about the health of China's broader economy. As the world's second-largest economy, any significant disruption in China can have far-reaching consequences. The Dongling bankruptcy has added to concerns about the sustainability of China's debt-fueled growth model and the potential for a broader economic slowdown that could ripple through global markets. The collapse of Dongling has also raised questions about the effectiveness of China's regulatory framework and its ability to manage the risks associated with rapid industrialization. In the wake of Dongling Group's collapse, the Chinese government has been swift to respond. Recognizing the potential threat to economic stability, Beijing has taken several steps to contain the fallout. These measures include providing financial assistance to affected workers and local businesses, as well as initiating a broader review of the steel and mining sectors to identify other companies at risk of financial distress. The government's response reflects a broader recognition of the need to address the underlying issues that led to Dongling's collapse and to prevent similar occurrences in the future. Additionally, the government has signaled its intention to accelerate reforms aimed at reducing overcapacity in the steel industry and promoting consolidation among smaller, less efficient firms. These efforts are part of a broader strategy to transition China's economy from heavy industry toward more sustainable and innovative sectors. The collapse of Dongling Group has underscored the urgency of these reforms, highlighting the need for a more balanced and sustainable approach to economic development. The collapse of Dongling Group is a stark reminder of the challenges facing China's industrial sector. While the immediate impact has been severe, the long-term implications could be even more profound. For one, the bankruptcy has underscored the risks associated with China's debt-driven growth model, prompting a reassessment of corporate governance and financial practices within the country. The government's response to the crisis, including its efforts to address the underlying issues of overcapacity and environmental sustainability, could pave the way for a more resilient and balanced industrial sector. Furthermore, the collapse may accelerate the shift away from traditional heavy industries like steel and mining, as China seeks to diversify its economy and reduce its reliance on sectors that are increasingly seen as unsustainable. This transition will likely be painful for many companies and workers, but it could ultimately lead to a more resilient and balanced economy. The collapse of Dongling Group could serve as a catalyst for broader economic reforms, leading to a more sustainable and innovative industrial sector in China. Comparisons between Dongling Group's collapse and other industrial failures, like the US auto industry in 2008, highlight similar issues of financial management, market saturation, and external pressures. However, unlike the US auto industry, which received significant government bailouts, Dongling was left to market forces, with Beijing focusing on broader economic stability rather than a direct rescue. This reflects a shift in China's approach, emphasizing market discipline to prevent systemic risks. What's next for China's steel industry? Dongling Group's collapse could trigger much-needed reforms. Analysts predict increased industry consolidation, with weaker companies being absorbed by more stable ones. There's also likely to be a stronger focus on innovation and sustainability as China aligns its industrial policies with environmental goals. This could mark the start of a new era characterized by greater efficiency and resilience. The steel industry might also integrate more with sectors like technology and renewable energy, leading to the development of products that are both economically and environmentally viable. While challenges lie ahead, these changes could position China's steel industry for long-term success in a shifting global economy. In conclusion, Dongling Group's collapse isn't just about one company. It reflects broader challenges in China's heavy industries, including overcapacity, environmental pressures, and financial mismanagement. The repercussions are felt both within China and globally, as markets adjust to losing a major steel player. As China's government and industry leaders respond to this crisis, their actions will shape the country's future success and stability in an evolving global economy. Thank you for joining us in this deep dive into Dongling Group's collapse. If you found this video informative, please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Share your thoughts on the future of China's steel industry in the comments below. Is this the start of a major shift in global steel production, or an isolated incident? Let's continue the conversation.